In this video, I'll be giving you a step-by-step guide about how to set up BoundaryCare. If you've already started setting up and are looking for help with one particular step, check the chapter markers on the video to jump to the section you need help with. First, let's make sure you have the right equipment. To start, you'll need an Apple Watch. It can be brand new or pre-owned, and BoundaryCare supports most Apple Watches from the past few years. But it must be enabled for cellular service so we can provide information and alerts even when your loved one is away from home. Finally, if you need oxygen saturation monitoring, make sure you get a model with the O2 sensor. Your Apple Watch will need to be paired to an iPhone and have its cell plan activated. If you've already done that, you can skip this part. If the person you're caring for, your loved one, has their own iPhone, we recommend pairing the watch with that. Otherwise, you can pair the watch to your own iPhone either in normal or what Apple calls family setup mode. Each of these options has its trade-offs. If the watch is paired to your loved one's phone or using family setup, you'll be able to call it directly and talk to your loved one through their Apple Watch. If you're using family setup, though, you can't track sleep, irregular heart rhythms, or oxygen saturation. If you pair the Apple Watch to your own iPhone, you'll need to make a couple of extra adjustments at the end of the process to make sure your loved one doesn't receive your own notifications. Also, you won't be able to call the Apple Watch directly. Apple has resources and videos to help you with each of these pairing processes. Just search online for Apple Watch Pairing Guide and select the first option. You'll also be able to set up cellular service during the pairing process. Once you've finished, come back to this video. Ready to get started? Do you have the iPhone and the Apple Watch handy? Let's go. On the iPhone that's paired with the Apple Watch, download BoundaryCare from the App Store. After it's downloaded, check the Apple Watch to see if the BoundaryCare icon has automatically been added to the home screen. This might take a few minutes. If it doesn't appear, restart the watch by holding down the side button. Don't proceed until BoundaryCare is present on the Apple Watch that your loved one will wear, as well as the paired iPhone. Now that you have the BoundaryCare app installed, it's time to begin setup. Start by launching the BoundaryCare app on the phone. Use your email address as your login, and then choose a password of at least 8 characters. Note the passwords are case sensitive. After you accept the license agreement, you'll have the option to set up a new loved one profile or join an existing care group. Tap to begin setup. The next screen checks to make sure you have an Apple Watch ready for setup. Tap Yes. Now launch BoundaryCare on the Apple Watch. After a few moments, it will show an 8-digit code. Type the code into the blank on the iPhone screen and submit. Enter your loved one's name and add a photo of him or her if you want. Next, you can indicate the main purpose for which you're using BoundaryCare. This helps us understand which features may be most important for you. We recommend you install the BoundaryCare watch face that features easy-to-read numbers to show the time. Tap that option on your iPhone, and in a few moments the Apple Watch's BoundaryCare app should update to show a different screen. Tap the button to add the watch face, then follow the system instructions to add the face. When it's done, tap the B icon on the watch to return to the BoundaryCare app. Now you'll go through the system permission requests. We recommend you turn on all permissions, even for features you aren't planning on using at first. You can always turn off alerts within the BoundaryCare app settings later. When you're done, the watch will verify its configuration, and you can go back to the BoundaryCare app on your iPhone. It should now show that setup is complete. If you got stuck somewhere, you can try again by tapping the Help button on the iPhone and then restart the setup process. If you still can't get through setup, we're here to support you. Just go to the Help menu, select the option to schedule an onboarding session, and a BoundaryCare expert will get back to you with advice or, if necessary, options to schedule a phone call. Now that you've completed the setup, you can go forward on the iPhone and start your trial. BoundaryCare offers a free month-long trial, but you'll be asked to choose your subscription duration at this point. Confirm the subscription via the App Store. You can cancel at any time during the trial, and you won't be charged until the trial month is done. Once you get to the dashboard, you're ready to go. If you authorize the system permissions, you'll see the location of the Apple Watch, whether it's connected, in or out of a safe zone, and the battery status. And you'll soon start collecting data about heart health, falls, and, if available, oxygen saturation. Explore the dashboard's options to learn more about how to add safe zones, invite other caregivers, manage your alert settings, and other BoundaryCare features. Before you finish, we recommend you make a couple of additional changes to the Apple Watch's standard configuration. To stop the BoundaryCare screen from frequently appearing on the watch's screen, open the Watch app on the paired iPhone. Then tap into General and scroll down partway to Return to Clock. Tap in and scroll down the list of apps where you should select BoundaryCare. Make sure Return to Clock is set to Always. Finally, under When in Session, turn Return to App off. To stop unwanted or distracting notifications from getting delivered to the watch, go to the Notifications of the Watch app and turn off things like messaging or email apps whose alerts you don't want going to the watch. Remember, the Apple Watch has many features, so take the time to find out which ones work for you and which you'd rather turn off. Those are the basics. You'll find the full user manual on boundarycare.com/support, and feel free to contact us with your questions.